Good morning, Brock. Welcome to Pittsburgh, and thanks for speaking with us today. Did you have any other offers that you considered seriously? And if so, what made you choose the one from the Penguins?
Yeah, there's definitely other offers, but I think when it comes down to it, I didn't want to go anywhere where I wasn't going to have a chance to win a Stanley Cup. And I think coming down to it, looking at Pittsburgh, I think everything is bright about this organization. There's nothing bad you can say about it. And I think every single year they have a chance. So when I looked at Pittsburgh, that was one of the top choices.
Seth Rohrabaugh.
Hi, Brock. Thank you for your time today. I read a story in the Raleigh newspaper today about you from a couple years ago. It said you played a lot of the 16-17 season with a partially separated shoulder, and you kind of kept that from the medical staff because you didn't want to be pulled out of the lineup. Just first off, how accurate is that story? And if it is accurate, just how much does that maybe represent how you carry yourself as an NHLer?
Yeah, I don't think I ever want to miss a game. So this year was the first time that happened to me, but it's pretty accurate. They knew about it and stuff like that, but it's going to take a lot to take me out of the lineup. So it's pretty accurate. It did happen, but I think that is just the way I like to play the game, and it's the way I was brought up.
Jenna Harner.
Brock, just what does it mean for you to be a part of this organization here in Pittsburgh?
Oh, it's incredible. It's such a high-class organization, and I'm really looking forward to getting down to Pittsburgh and getting things started. I think ever since I've grown up, you've looked at an organization like Pittsburgh, and it's just incredible how they run it, the people that they have inside the organization. So I'm just really looking forward to it.
Curtis Gordon.
Hey, Brock, congratulations on the contract. I just wanted to ask you, how does it feel to start this next phase of your career?
It's exciting. I think it's tough leaving Raleigh. I think that's how I became the player I am today. They gave me that opportunity to play in the NHL, and that's every kid's dream who plays hockey. And I think just coming here to Pittsburgh, it's a new step, and it's very exciting, and I'm looking forward to getting it started.
Wes Crosby.
Hey, Brock. Excuse me. Welcome to Pittsburgh. I don't know if scoring would be like one of the primary parts of your game, but you did have the highest goals per game last season that you've had in your career. Is that just something that you focused on heading into last year? Is that something that you will continue to focus on just to help chip in here and there?
Yeah, I think a lot of time in Carolina, I felt like I never fully got that opportunity to show how offensive I can be, and it was more the defensive side of my game that was focused on, where I think last year I really went into it trying to prove how offensive I can actually be in the NHL, and I think last year was a true testament of how I can play and how offensive I can be, as long as my defensive and my full 200-foot style game doesn't hinder from that.
Michelle.
Hey, Brock, welcome to Pittsburgh. Obviously, Mike Vellucci was in the Hurricanes organization for a while. Just what's your relationship like with him? What have your conversations been like so far? And then it also looks like you enjoy pulling a good prank or two. Do your two new teammates need to be on high alert or, or what?
First of all, with Mike, I think yeah, I got to know him in Carolina, and he's a great guy. He gave me a call right after I signed the deal, and he just talked so highly about Pittsburgh, and he just talked about how much I'm going to like it there, how high class it is, and I don't think people need to be aware or anything like that, but I like to keep it light, and I think when it comes down to it, you got to be light in the dressing room, but when it's time to go, it's serious time.
Josh. Oh.
Hey, Brock, welcome to Pittsburgh. You mentioned, you feel like your game, as far as your offensive side of your game, took a step forward last year. Just the last handful of years in general, being a consistent NHLer and where this contract lines up with, do you feel like you're entering, I guess, the prime stage of your career as you kind of become a Penguin here?
Yeah, I do. I think I'm at the best stage of my career here. I think the first couple of years, you're really trying to gain your confidence and see where you fit in the league and on teams. So I think the last couple of years, I really established myself in the part of lineups where I feel I can play. And I think going forward, I want to put higher expectations on myself, and that's where I'm going to play.
Dan Kongursky.
Hi, Brock. The president of hockey operations, Brian Burke, already set the bar for you pretty high when he said you're going to bring more to your role than the Penguins have gotten in the past. Is that one of the reasons you signed here, the chance to bring more offense, or the fact that the president believes in you that much?
Yeah, I think when any organization believes in you, that's it's a good feeling for yourself as well. But you never want to let them down. So I think it's not my mindset to let them down. I just want to go prove that they picked me for a reason, and it was a smart choice to do so.
Matt Venzel.
Hey, Brock, welcome to Pittsburgh. I just want to ask you, you signed a 4-year contract. Why was getting that kind of term important to you than maybe in a shorter deal?
No, I think just through my career, I've always had these short deals. So it's kind of on the back of your mind, you're trying to fight for your next deal, and getting that stability. You're still fighting for your spot every single day in the NHL. You're not given that opportunity. It's still the drive to prove yourself every single day, but having that stability, it's just a little more comfortable for me. And I think I'm recently engaged, so I think it's just a big step for me and my fiance, and it's a good feeling.
Jeff Hathorn.
Hey, Brock, welcome to Pittsburgh. A lot has been written about your career, but how would you describe yourself as a player?
I think I'm a 200-foot player who's going to bring energy, who's going to play that physical style, and who can also contribute offensively. And I think I've shown that over the last couple of years. And I think my mindset is not going to change how I'm going to play. I'm not going to put myself and hope to come in and score 40 goals. I know my expectations, and I'm going to come out, bring energy for the guys, and hopefully help Pittsburgh win as many games as we can, and hopefully bring a cup to the city of Pittsburgh.
We have 3 more. Go ahead, Seth.
Hey, Brock, a big part of your game is drawing penalties. In fact, I looked it up. You had one of the highest rates on the Hurricanes last year in terms of drawing penalties. Just how conscious are you of that as far as being an attribute? And is there a science or a technique or method in terms of being able to do that effectively?
I don't know if there's a science or anything, but I think my style of play might frustrate some players on the other teams where they're going to take some penalties after the play or something like that. But I'm going to go out there and hit it in between the lines and play a physical game, but not take as many penalties. But it might frustrate the other team where they're going to take penalties and give our team a power play and more chances to score.
Jenna.
Brock, just what was your first impression, or I guess what is your impression of Mike Sullivan before you found out you were coming here? And do you see any similarities to kind of what you think it'll be like playing under him compared to what it was like playing under Rod?
Yeah, I think in Carolina, everybody respected Roddy so much. And I think looking at Mike, I see that in Pittsburgh. Every time you look at it, it looks like the bench respects him so much. And he has everybody's ear, and I think everybody's going to play hard for him. So there's definitely some similarities, and I'm excited to come play for him.
And last question, Curtis.
So, Brock, I know recently you guys had some really strong years in Carolina, and I was wondering how it felt to be a part of the team's rebuild into being an annual contender.
Yeah, it was a good feeling. I think the first couple of years were definitely tough, not being in the playoffs or not even being close to making it to the playoffs. So I think when we made that big step a couple of years ago and getting into the playoffs, I think it was just a big boost for that franchise and everybody in that organization, where our expectation was to win every single year. And I think that's my expectation every single year for every team I play for. So to start off my career there where we weren't so good, and to see the results and the change in the hockey and just the fan base and the organization. It was fun to be a part of.